Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to copy an angle. And it's not as simple as just measuring a protractor and drawing a new angle. It's going to be a little bit more precise, which is good. So what we're going to do is, if I have an original angle here, and then I have a new line which is going to have an angle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a compass so that my one point is at the vertex, and that I'm going to extend this out and draw a line, or draw my compass, so that I get this nice little rounded area connecting these two ends of the angle. Then I'm going to, on a new line, put the edge of my compass on the edge and draw out the compass, careful not to extend it or change how much is, there we go, change how much the compass is open up, and just draw a nice little certain amount here. It doesn't have to be exact, it doesn't have to be the same curved length, and if you really wanted to, you could go all the way around. That's just to show us where these angles are going to meet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually measure using our compass how far apart these points are. So here and here is where I put my compass to show how far apart these two sides of the angle are. And what I'm going to do is actually turn my compass around, which it doesn't. There we go. All right. I'm going to turn my turn my compass around. So now the point without the pencil is on the edge there. And, whoops, make sure you don't move it. I'm going to copy this over to this side, and now again draw in a circular motion. And we should see that there's an intersection point of those two curves. We don't need the compass anymore. And once I have that intersection point, I want to draw a new line so that it goes through that intersection point. And there we go. We have copied the angle. It doesn't look like it's the same, but because one side is straight and the other side isn't. So actually, if we were to measure this using a protractor, try and get this nice and flat, we can see that this angle is about 50 degrees or so. And now if we move this over to the angle we just copied, this protractor is not as good as the ones that we will be using in the real world, but you can see it's just about the same amount, that 50-degree mark for the angles. And that's how we can copy an angle. That's nice, and it's a little bit more precise than using anything else. Now, what we need to do next is to bisect an angle. So bisecting an angle is cutting an angle right into two equal sections. So this is sort of the similar strategy. What we want to do, the first step, is extend our compass out, and we want to draw a line just like this. Next up, what we want to do is not opening or closing the compass anymore. We are going to move the compass here, and from this point that we just drew, whoops, Again, don't move the compass. We are going to now draw a new line. And we're going to do that from each point where our original curved line intersected the original angle. Now we can see that these two new curved lines intersect out there. So what we're going to do is we are going to draw a new line that goes from our original vertex out there, and then we can erase these curved lines and see that this is now a bisected angle. This top space is equal to this bottom space. So bisecting and copying angles, two important pieces that we need to know for geometry.